So in my short speech at graduation each year, I use a quote slightly adapted out of Last Child in the Woods by Richard Louv. And it goes something like, education should not be a polite form of incarceration, but a portal to the wider world. I think that this school, by getting kids outside, working in nature, on this campus, getting outside in other parts of the state, is important for them to understand their world around them.
The Greene School is a small, statewide charter school that focuses on environmental education. The campus is absolutely amazing. We've got pond and forest and fields, wetlands. You can see kids walking around the campus throughout the entire school day.
You can't avoid being outside. And to me, that allows students to be more open-minded, kind of naturally, because immediately when you arrive here, often people say, this doesn't look like a school, it doesn't feel like a school. And it creates that sense of curiosity, like, what is this place? And like, how do they do things here? And that's a great place to be with high school students.
Any given day, you can see kids who are out down at the pond in an outdoor classroom, or out by the black walnut tree and have a literature circle out there, or do a math lesson. So there's a lot of really wonderful instructional space.
Literally almost half.
Yeah, Hunter!
He's taking big steps.
We see the climbing tower and the other elements that we have on campus as tools for students to not only be learning outdoor education, but they're learning so much more about who they are as a leader, who they are as a community member, and what it really means to truly support one another.
I learned with the climbing tower and a lot of stuff that we do, I'm not much of a risk taker, but I know that when I push myself to do those things, and especially when I see a lot of others around me doing the things, I'm more encouraged to do it.
I think that outdoor education program sort of naturally is lending itself to that classroom experience.
No, what does that tell you?
So you got to talk about
just gave us
what
it.
that means as far as the linear relationship.
A lot of the skills that you learn when you're outside working with other people also come into classwork. It's taught me to have more resilience and more collaboration.
Our students spend plenty of time in more traditional structured classrooms, but how we're using that time is typically pretty different.
It traps the bacteria inside of it and lets it grow to eat the other organics.
Here, we expect you to lean into this, even if it's uncomfortable.
The slope, which is that number in front of x, the coefficient, is negative. So as one value increases, the other value is decreasing.
Teachers are able to sort of put kids in the driver's seat by giving them information and essential questions to unpack, but they're not telling them how to get there. There's opportunities for students to be investigators and explorers and researchers as they're digging into their studies in a really different way.
One of the things that stands out to me is our emphasis on trust. So explicitly devoting time to building connections and relationships, explicitly designing lunch periods so students have some freedom and flexibility. We trust our staff, we trust our students to not be perfect, but to be working in the best interest of the community and themselves, and we are creating those conditions.
One of the things that we're working hard to do is foster relationships in crew.
I thought that our first challenge today would be the human knot.
Crew is advisory, but advisory plus. And so it's a chance for a small group of students to be connected to each other and the same crew leader over all 4 years of their high school.
Yeah, I'm holding Julia.
Crew meets every day except Wednesdays and is a half an hour each day. In crew, students get to know each other better, build those relationships, and have team building time.
Do you feel like you could have attempted this activity in 9th grade when you just met each other?
No, not even kind of. When I do stuff like that and become more comfortable with my friends and surroundings, I'll speak out more in class and I won't be afraid to raise my hand. and I'll communicate more with my fellow peers.
Are we gonna have multiple these things?
Because these are just to get big stuff out, so 99% will get out with this one.
Dr. Pratt wanted a school where students from across the state could come together and have an opportunity to engage in environmental stewardship. I think some students think about environmental stewardship as, if I see litter on the ground, I'm gonna pick it up.
I can develop a prototype design for my water filter.
Being an environmental steward is so much more than picking up your litter. I think it's about understanding how the land works and understanding our role and our ability to improve it.
Let's just say you hit it with disinfection and then you start doing a bunch of things to it.
We want 100% of our kids leaving here understanding those pillars of sustainability. The fact that we have this 70-acre laboratory for not just science, but for people to be exploring themselves and relationships and dynamics, like that's a really amazing thing. This campus is an amazing place.
My hope is that the students who graduate from this school can all see the world a little differently and understand that we are sharing the world together and we need to work together to help move through the problems that face our planet.